what's up guys, Ghost Sniper here. Just gonna be reviewing the Nashhorn today. The Tier 6 German tank destroyer, leading to the new tank at Tier 10, the new tank destroyer, the Grill A15. So as you can see, my tank has all the upgrades, and my crew's 91%. But there's just a couple of things I gotta get off my head about this tank. There is no armor on this tank. You can get one-shotted by a kv5 with high explosive, which embarrassingly enough has happened to me a lot. Maybe I was just tunnel visioning on someone, which is a noob mistake, I know. Call me a noob. And then, boom, all my 800 hit points are gone. And it's kind of weird, because even non-high caliber tanks, like the Jagdpanzer IV right here, even he can pen me with HE, and do full damage. And then knocking out my modules is a whole nother story. But what this tank does have is pretty decent camo rating, good view range, and a quick firing. Pretty sure it's an 88mm gun. It's the same one you get on the same gun you get on the J Panther, I'm pretty sure, the second last one on the J Panther. A pretty good gun with a high penetration, quick rate of fire, and the standard damage for tank destroyers, I guess. It's decently mobile. As you can see right now, I'm pretty sure its speed is limited to 40, but it still gets to places pretty fast. Don't know what these guys are doing, I guess I'll just join in. Alright, so that's out of the way. So it's fast, but there's no armor. But that's not what you're gonna be doing in this tank. If there were people or enemies on this flank right here, I would just be sitting back all the way over there and sniping them out. Or maybe tracking them and then letting my team give them a whole bunch of hurt without getting spotted myself. But as you can see, that's not the case, and I really do not want to get flanked because they do have the kv5, and albeit it's not fast, but if it gets there, I'm dead. And if the front has no armor, don't even talk about the side and rear. Wafer thin. There's really nothing you can bounce in this tank, unless your gun mantlet takes the whole high explosive damage. If that happens, you would technically bounce a shot, but your gun would get hurt, but you would take no damage. But you'd be pretty lucky if that happened with the high caliber shell like the kv5. Oh, missed that shot. There's the Sturrer Emil, the next tank in this line, which has enough armor for high explosive shells. Not on the side as you can see there, but for the front, yes. Narrow miss there. Just trying to get the kill on him. Oh, the VK-28 takes it. We have someone behind us. That Sturrer Emil looks a bit confused. And the thing is, I do not want to pursue this Jackson, as he can fire high explosive at me, and even if I have a better rate of fire, he will end up doing more damage. So I just have to sit back here and wait for him to pop out so I can take a shot at him. There's kv1s over there, but we're in no danger right now from him. Just pulling back a bit. Oh, the Tiger P takes the kill. There's the kv5. Is he derp? Yeah, he is. So I guess I'll prioritize on him, as he is the one that can do the most damage. There's the M4. He's looking at us, but I need to take this kv5 out first. But if that kv1s pops up, then it's going to be some trouble. And there we are. Now this tank heavily requires a good working team. Or if you don't have a good working team, you're just gonna get flanked and, to say, killed to death. Like I just got killed to death by that kv1s, which he used high explosive on me. And I have no idea what this Panzer IV is doing. I forgot to mention the starting too, but I was also going to review my kv5. As I've been hearing, it will be making a reappearance in the premium store around winter time. So if you guys are interested in that, I'll just give you guys a little gameplay on it to let you know how it is. So the kv5, here's a couple things. One, I think it weighs the most at T-rate, the heaviest tank, at 100 tons. Correct me if I'm mistaken in the comments, but I'm not sure if it's the heaviest, but I think it is, because it's 100 tons. But even for 100 tons, it can pick up speed quite fast. As you can see here, we are beating an IS-3, which weighs around 40 tons less than us, and we're already hitting the 35 mark. The frontal armor on this tank is good if it didn't have these two cupolas at the front, the big R2-D2 and the small cupola. It's 180 millimeters thick. That's very thick, but you gotta hide these two cupolas. And there's two on the turret too. So what most experienced players would recommend is reverse side scraping, as you will be hiding your two cupolas, and even your butt has 120, or I think 130 millimeters of armor. So you will be bouncing most shots. If you're only showing your side while you're side scraping, your effective armor is around 350, 400 millimeters, which is a no pen for any tank, except maybe a Panzer E100, if you're unlucky enough to be in a match with him. The gun itself, I am using the upgraded one, which uses APCR as stock and heat as your secondary, as in the first gun, penetration was an issue with this tank. But this gun pretty much solves it. It's just 100 experience extra, and you'll be getting this solid penetration of this gun, enough to pen a T-28 frontally. So we bounce two shots. As you can see, when the armor works, it works. But you will get targeted a lot. So you better hide. As you can see there, we are the only person getting aimed at right now, except these two IS-3s and IS-6, getting a couple shots, as they are pretty strong tanks. But as you can see, the heat is no match for the turret of a T-32. And we're kind of stuck here because we can't really see the other enemies. We only saw the VK-45 right there and the T-32, but I got a couple shots from that side over there, but I really do not want to go and see who's there, as I will just get killed or outnumbered or flanked, and I'll just die. But one thing this tank does have in aces is ramming. Now it's just kind of weird, right? You're like, what, ramming? But here's an example. So there was a RHM Borsig on the other team with full health. I also had full health, and I ran into him. I completely destroyed him. I ran into him at 40 kilometers. That's the top speed of this tank. I completely destroyed him, and I only lost 200 health. But it was pretty satisfying because I almost flipped him over too. It was right here on that hill right there, and I just ran into him, and I can tell it hurt him. But he took it nicely. He just said, "Oh, ow, that hurt," in the comments and didn't be butthurt about it. So here's an AT-15 with the fast-firing grind gun. As you can see, we are getting penned by our R2-D2 right there, which is a big annoyance in this tank. So as you can see, I'm not editing out the gameplays. I'm just showing you if a game will be good or bad. I'm not just going to show you the very good gameplays. I'm going to show you how, if I get a good gameplay, that's how it's going to be. If I get bad ones, that's how it's going to be. Because if you want these tanks, you're not always going to get great games. Oh, and just in case you're wondering, here's my win rate and my record and stuff. Now, my win rate used to be 67, pretty high. But that was before I gave my account to a friend to play games on it and stuff. And when I took it back a month later, I don't know how, but it went all the way down to 52. So I'm trying to bring it up again. So it's at 54.66, which is, I guess it's fine, but I really need to get back to my old record. But just play one last battle in the Nashhorn. We'll see how it turns out. As I've told you before, the Nashhorn really depends on team. And you can't really change the tide of the battle yourself unless you're sniping and you get a clear shot at everyone, which a lot of these maps you can't really do. So we got some fairly even gameplay here. Sorry, fairly even matchmaking, that is. They have an E25, although the penetration is not high. In a matchup of tier 7 like this, with that fast rate of fire he has, he can just obliterate anyone without them even seeing him, as his camo rating is very high. So now, as you will see, they don't have really high caliber guns. Maybe that kv5 is using the 122mm, but I still do not want to risk it. So what I usually do with the Nashhorn is sit right here. See if I can get a clear shot at anyone. So I'm not sure if we're spotted. Yes, we are. And that's all I gotta do in this tank. Like, the reason I get hits a lot in this tank, like I get hit a lot, is because I don't play it like a tank destroyer. I don't snipe. I just go straight up into the line of fire, which I know you are not supposed to do, but I do. Do it because that's just the way I play the tank. Get a little sneak hit into that SP1C. I'm just gonna sit here because I have 2 health remaining. This kv2 is a bit mad. And whatever, if I die, I'll die. As you can see, that penetration. So the E25 gets me. So there's a bit of gameplay in these tanks. As you can see, you're not always going to get good games. Well, it depends your playstyle is, because my playstyle on the Nashhorn is completely different than how a real TD driver should drive it. But there it is, guys. If you want these tanks, I would suggest you research them or buy them in the kv5's case. Because I really want the Grill A15, because I like fast tanks. And the Grill A's fast with that derp 152mm. And the kv5 is just a whole nother story. With premium account, if you win, you'll be making above 100,000 with at least 3,000 damage gameplays. Or even if you lose and 3,000 damage, I got 80,000. So it's a really good money making opportunity. And it's just for the lols when you ram someone to death, you know. But that's about it for today, guys. Make sure you have a good day, and if you see me on the battlefield, there's my account right there, Rufix Spitfire. just hit me up for a platoon or something and say, I watched your videos, you want platoon, blah blah blah, something, I don't know. I'm just starting out on YouTube, but some community would help. Like someone sees me on the battlefield, just hit me up. Cause I really want to make a big name in YouTube, but I know there's already a lot of experienced YouTubers out there for World of Tank Blitz, like Bushcom Blitz, that is. I'm actually not sure what happened to Slap Attack. There's a couple others I can't remember, but I'm just trying to make my name here. But if you see me on the battlefield, just say, hey, what's up, That's it. But, alright guys, that's it for today. You have a good day.